You guys ready?
Yes, please. Let's get started, Coach. Thoughts on today's game?
I mean, obviously, we're disappointed that we lost. We don't think, we know that we lost to a good team, but, I have been all week saying about primetime players, and our kids didn't step up today to be that primetime player in the big, bright lights. If you look at our stats, the only one that's really acceptable would be our freshman, Ashlyn Miles, because she is a freshman. But the rest of the kids, we took 69 shots and shot, I want to say 23%. You can't win games with a big-time opponent when you shoot 23%, and that's what we did. It wasn't, it was our shot selection. It was shooting quick, and, we did have the shots. We just didn't put them down. And, okay, you don't hit your shots. You got to find some other way to help your team by getting stops. And, obviously we came down, we shot quick, we missed. They came back down at us. They scored. We gave up and ones. We gave up penetrations. So there was really nobody today to stop the bleeding for us. And you could say that we're a young team still, with the exception of Kiandra. We're going to have everybody back, and, you got to remember it, you got to learn from it, and you got to get better.
Questions for Coach or our student athletes? We'll go Brandon and then over here.
Brandon Williams, Southland.org. Coach, it seemed like momentum swung in about a 19-second span late in the first half. It's 26-26. They get a basket, and then they get the turnover, and it's 30-26. Did you feel that something just changed in that moment?
Well, absolutely. We hung with them, and we played ugly in the beginning, and we still missed shots, but we stayed there. And, our kids are trying to hit that money ball and miss it, but, it doesn't take long for a really good team. Just like when we do that to our opponents, we can get up 10 points just, in a blink. And they did it to us. And, the only positive part that I could say is that we did not quit. We kept fighting. We kept trying to find a way. And we did chip back a little bit. But, when it was, I think it was within 6, we had a chance to, with the ball, to come down and score. And we didn't. We turned it over. And, that was our chance.
Dana Shapiro with Bowman Enterprise. Did you feel just at times it just wasn't your day? There was a bunch of missed layups, and Chaz missed that one at the end of the game, and it just kind of seemed like it wasn't your day.
Well, there's lots of days like that where you miss shots that you're not supposed to, but you continue to play, and at some point somebody has to hit that shot. It was point-blank layups. I don't know what the count was on the layups. Usually we keep it. Usually we ask our assistants, but there were so many that, it was just a question that I didn't ask. And some of them we weren't even guarded, or if we got fouled, it was a baby foul, and you got to put those in. You're 22-6 before you get into this game, and you've won a lot of games where you hit those shots where you didn't get the call. But our kids just decided today they were going to fade, they were going to, not look it in, come up short, and it was kind of embarrassing for me, but they're the ones that have to play the games. We had them prepared. They were ready. We knew what was coming. We knew what to expect, and they just didn't show up today.
Coach Isaac Niederauer, the Sawmill. You're young. You have a young team. Coming off that double bye, it seemed a little rusty. You're talking about the shots, the close shots that were missed. Is there a chance or any part of you that thinks having that double bye with a young team playing a team coming off a win the night before can sometimes work as a disadvantage for you guys?
I don't think so, because we actually were hanging with them in the beginning when that would have been the part we were 0 for, and it never got that lead where it was, 2-10, 2-12. We kept matching points back and forth, so that didn't affect us. But, if you're a 1 or a 2 seed, you deserve to have the 2 byes. And, it doesn't affect the men's game, so why should it affect ours? And it would be worse if we were a 1 seed and got beat by an 8, or a 2 seed and got beat by 7. So I think that the system still works. I just think that our kids, we were ready to play, and, we played well in the beginning, and then all of a sudden we just realized where we were, or, and start missing. And a good team, SFA's 2 primetime players, they showed up, and they hit their shots and they carried their team. We just didn't have that kid to do it yet. And, maybe when they're juniors, because, I start a freshman, 3 sophomores, and a senior. And even when I come off the bench, I'm coming off the bench with 2 freshmen that are young. And, they have to experience this, they have to learn and hate it and change, and be ready to play when the bright lights come on.
Just for Chaz and Kiandra, did your guys' confidence kind of start to go a little bit in the second half when shots weren't going down and you just couldn't seem to find a way back?
That always happens when shots don't go in. But our upperclassmen had to, continue to remind ourselves of what we worked for to get here, and the confidence did return, as y'all saw when we went on I think 10-point run. I'm not sure, but the confidence did return. It did, of course, go down, but we had to regain it.
Yeah, I think a lot of frustration was on a lot of our players' faces when we weren't hitting our shots, but like Coach said, we could have done other things to impact the game. So,
Any final questions for Coach or our student athletes? Brandon, go ahead.
I want to say good afternoon. Houston Media Source, my name is John Thompson. Coach, what do you think about the turnovers in this particular game?
Well, I mean, we're usually a team that takes care of the basketball, and we turned it over 17 times, and I don't really think it was in the full court where we turned it over. We turned it over once we got to the quarter court, and that was the frustrating part. We did break their press, then we ran our offense, and then we turned the ball over. But we did cause a lot of turnovers as well. We still shot the ball 69 times, and they shot the ball 47. So the bottom line is you got to put the ball down every now and then, or 1 out of 3 times, something. So it wasn't really the possessions, because we still had a lot of possessions because we had a lot of shots at it. But, we caused a lot of turnovers as well. And, we got in foul trouble, and we had to go a little bit deeper. We had to take our best player off the floor for a while. And, and then they change the way they play when they are in foul trouble. So, it's just we got to get better. We got to get deeper and put the ball down. And our kids need to get in the gym and work on their game and get better and hate this moment and learn from it.
I'm going to ask the players, Chastadie and your teammate that's next to you, what advice could you give to a young person actually want to start playing at an early age to maybe meet up to your expectation and your team player expectation as far as a young person is concerned? You're a sophomore and you got a lot of playing time last year. Could you elaborate on that for me, please?
Advice, just keep working, put in the work. This game is to show that we did work hard all season. Our record shows it. However, when it came time to, put the shots in when they counted, we weren't able to do that. So putting the work in every day, no days off, that's the greatest advice I can give a younger person who is in my position as I was when I was a freshman, having to lead an upperclassman team. Just focus and keep grinding, because that's all you can do. Bowers, you got anything?
yeah, just piggyback on what you said. Got to work hard and just get in the gym every day and just follow your dreams.
Let's take one final question from Brandon and wrap it up.
Coach, you touched a moment ago on the learning experience that you want your players to come from this. During the course of the offseason, what are some of the things as a whole this team can learn from?
Well, I think that this team needs to get in the gym and shoot free throws. They need to hit some shots and get in the gym and use the gun and work on their outside shot. But it's mostly that they need to start playing one-on-one and go back to old school and get one of the men's players and play one-on-one with them so they can learn to stop people from getting in the paint and driving on us. And, you know, it's the only way really to get better. You're not going to get better by, oh, I'm going to hit my free throws, I'm going to shoot on the gun. You have to play one-on-one. You have to play 2-on-2, 3-on-3, and really learn the game and learn how to get by somebody or stop somebody and take offense to someone when they do score on you. Right now, you know, in practice, someone hits a three, and the next time they hit it again, it's not really the way I played. You hit it one time, next time I hit you. You know, you get 4 fouls, and the fifth one you're out. So you might as well use a good foul. But, you know, it has to be that kind of intensity where you have pride and you take personal pride that somebody beat you, somebody hit a shot on you, somebody drove on you, somebody got into your living room.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on a fine season overall.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you.